Well, good morning, and it's a great pleasure to be here in the beautiful regional city of Ballarat. And can I acknowledge the traditional owners of the beautiful land on which we're gathered on here today, the Wadawurrung and the Dja Dja Wurrung people. And I say this as Premier, I'll always be proud to acknowledge the longest continuous culture who have had custodianship of the land on which we live and work and gather here today. As the Prime Minister has also acknowledged a number of parliamentary colleagues, I too would like to acknowledge my state parliamentary colleagues and my great Labor Ballarat team of Juliana Addison, Michaela Settle and Martha Haylett, and to all the other dignitaries and guests who are with us here today. I'd also like to start with an acknowledgement of the heartbreak of what occurred in Paurpunka this week. The murder of 2 Victorian police officers is a shocking and senseless and utterly tragic crime. It's especially difficult for a community like Paurpunka because when something happens like this in a country town, it isn't just the families and colleagues who grieve, it is everyone. It casts a dark shadow and it cuts a deep scar across the entire town. Because communities like these are built on closeness, on neighbours who look out for each other, families who both share in one another's joy and who carry each other's pain. And when tragedy strikes, it doesn't just strike one household, it spreads like darkness across the entire community. But just as quickly, so too does the light. And in ways big and small, might be through a hand on the shoulder, a hot dish dropped off at the door, a town that gathers to mourn together and to remember. And it's that togetherness is what makes country people so strong. And it's what will carry Paurpunka and every town touched by this loss through the days, the months and years ahead. And I say this very clearly, they will not carry this alone. My government will stand with the community of Paurpunka for as long as it takes, walking beside them and offering them every support these families, their colleagues and this community needs. Because I know that this is what living in regional Victoria is all about. It's what life in the bush teaches you, that when hardship comes, whether it's fire or flood or drought or an unthinkable tragedy like this, you don't face it on your own, you face it together. Neighbours helping neighbours, communities lifting each other up. And it's that togetherness and it's that strength that defines regional Victoria. And it's why many of us here today share one thing in common. We love the bush. We love it enough to live in it, to raise our families in it, to work in it, to build our lives around it. We love it enough to share its burdens together and to fight for its future together. But I say this very clearly. If you live in the bush, you know this one truth, that it can be both beautiful, but it can be brutal. It gives us space, it gives us community, it gives us a way of life that you won't find anywhere else. But I do acknowledge that it can be hard, and I know a lot of Victorians are feeling that. Families, farmers, small business owners too, many are doing it tough. Some of it is because of nature. Some of it is because of nature, some because of markets, the economy, or the wider state of the world. But I think it's important too to show the world that the other side of the coin is also true. The bush gives you something you simply can't find anywhere else. The fresh air, the quiet, the space. And the sense of community and connectedness. For me, as I raise my kids with my husband in central Victoria, for us it's heading out with the dogs and the kids into the bushland around our house, or starting my day walking through the gum trees. It's watching my kids climb trees, chase the dogs through the shrub, catch fish and lose themselves in nature. That's what grounds us. And if I could just maybe request, I know there's differences of views. One of the things that makes me proud of living in regional Victoria is I turn up and we turn up and listen and respect one another. And I simply ask, if I can conclude my remarks, and I do so with great respect. And I hope those here today can show respect to others who may be tuning in and allow the proceedings of the day to show the best of country Victoria, And I'm going to say I'm so proud of what the work my government is doing in regional Victoria, because we know how much it matters. Because living in regional Victoria, I know the challenges that regional families feel aren't abstract, they're real. It's the nurse who takes a job in a country hospital but can't find anywhere nearby to live. It's the young family who love their local school but worry their kids won't have the same opportunities as those in the city. It's the tradie who wants to raise a family in the town he grew up in but isn't sure if the opportunities will be there. These aren't small things. They're the things that decide where people stay, whether they build a life and where a community grows. It's why we're supporting initiatives like the Regional Working Accommodation Fund, so towns can house the people who keep them going. It's why we're making investments in regional hospitals, like that beautiful new hospital in Maryborough and the works that are going on here in Ballarat. Investments too in regional schools so that every student, no matter what their postcode, gets a great education. It's also why we've upgraded every regional train line, put on more services and slashed regional fares. But also too, we know too that there is always more that needs to be done in supporting regional communities. That for too long that we've been told that living in the bush comes with trade-offs. You can have the space, the freedom, the community, but not the same services or the opportunities as the city, and I don't accept that, and I don't think anyone in our state should. Because country people deserve the care, the services and the opportunities as anyone in Melbourne. And that's my ambition for regional Victoria, a state where your postcode never limits your future, where young people that don't have to go away too far, where families can stay and thrive in the place they love, knowing they're not missing out. And also too, more than that, a state that doesn't just protect our way of life in the bush, but builds on it and creates new industries, where we build new opportunities and deliver new jobs. And that's where I wanted to reflect on where we can make the most of our natural resources and the advantages we have. We're seeing it in farming communities, we're seeing it in mining also. When people think of mining in Australia, they often picture the Pilbara or the Hunter. But when it comes to critical minerals, Victoria is where it's at. In the northeast Victoria alone, there are $200 billion worth of critical minerals. And these contain projects that can support thousands of jobs and inject billions into our regional economies. And that's why also we're supporting renewable energy projects as well that are driving investment. And then finally too, supporting the gas projects that will also drive our state's future. That is also supporting jobs, investments and opportunities in rural and regional Victoria. The work we're doing in regional Victoria is more than just about today, it is about tomorrow. It's about making sure we have the secure energy service, the secure infrastructure asset that our growing regional communities need. It's about making sure that every country kid has the same chances as a kid anywhere else. Those country kids who want to make sure that their voice is heard, that they have the opportunity to have the opportunities my kids have today and can see their grandkids have in the future. We should be proud of living in regional Victoria because it is the best place to live. We should be using opportunities like today where regional Victoria has the opportunity to show the rest of the country what a strong, united place we are. A place where we have great schools, great hospitals, great services, but most importantly too, a future that is built. A future that is built by regional Victorians for regional Victorians, supporting the industries of the future, because regional Victoria is the heart of our state. It's our strength. I am proud to live and work, and I'll continue to work very hard to make the future of regional Victoria even stronger for the future.